Most men don't fail because they're too nice. They fail because they're blind. Blind to red flags, blind to patterns, blind to the long-term cost of choosing the wrong woman. You see, it doesn't take a villain to destroy a man, just the wrong partner. History repeats this lesson relentlessly. Empires haven't just fallen to armies. They've collapsed because a king invited chaos into his own bed. Presidents, athletes, CEOs, visionaries, some of the most powerful men in history weren't destroyed by rivals, but by the woman they gave emotional power to. Because a woman is never just a companion. She's an amplifier of your focus, of your clarity, of your peace, or your downfall. But there's a rare kind of man, the one who chooses differently. He doesn't pick based on desire or desperation. He picks with strategy, with standards, with clarity, without guilt. This man chooses like a king, not a pleaser. And that's who you're here to become. In this video, you'll learn how high-value men use Machiavellian wisdom to choose women, not out of coldness, but out of self-respect. Stay until the end. The next few minutes might save you years of regret and return your crown. 1. She must respect your frame without being taught. Most men tolerate disrespect thinking they can teach her how to treat them. But respect isn't taught, it's filtered. Maybe she's fun, flirty, beautiful, but her words come laced with subtle digs, late replies, passive tests. Let's see how much he'll chase. Wrong. Machiavelli said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does at last." Translation: a king doesn't wait for respect. He commands it silently. You don't argue, you don't beg, you observe. Does she honor your presence without needing correction? Or is she trying to bend your boundaries just to feel power? If she disrespects your frame early, disengage, quietly and cleanly, because what you tolerate in silence today becomes your prison tomorrow. 2. Prioritize emotional stability over emotional highs. Let's say she lights up the room. She's electric. You feel alive around her. But then she disappears, ignores your texts, returns when it suits her. Now it feels like addiction, not attraction. That's not passion. That's instability disguised as charisma. Machiavelli taught, a prince must keep the people content. In love, that means consistency builds trust, not if hers points toward vanity, chaos, or shallow thrills. No amount of affection can reroute her. Machiavelli warned, a lion cannot protect himself from traps, and a fox cannot defend against wolves. A prince must be both. Translation: be smart enough to see the traps and strong enough to walk away from them. Before you're seduced by how she looks, test how she lives. How does she treat the powerless? Does she chase clout or build in silence? Does she stand for something or follow trends? Because in the long run, it's not her beauty you're waking up next to. It's her mindset. 4. Watch how she operates in public. You want a test? Take her out in public. Watch how she treats the waiter, how she reacts to a wrong order, how she behaves when nobody's watching. Anyone can impress you in private. Real character appears in unfiltered moments. Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge by the eye more than the hand, because everyone can see, but few can understand." Don't fall for the surface. Observe the pattern. Is she kind by nature or just performing for you? And don't stop at real life. Look at her digital life too. Does she post with intention or constantly seek attention? Validation is currency in the modern world, and some women are addicted to spending it. The woman who preserves her dignity in both realms, that's rare. That's valuable. 5. Choose the woman who supports your mission. Here's the truth. A man without a mission is a man without direction. And when a man lacks direction, he gets pulled into everything, especially relationships that drain him. A high-value woman doesn't fight your purpose, she aligns with it. Machiavelli warned, "The prince who depends on fortune is lost when it turns." In your life, your purpose is your fortune. The woman who wants to replace it with herself, that's not love, that's control. Watch how she reacts to your focus. Does she admire it or resent it? Support your vision or demand your attention. The right woman adds to your power. The wrong one competes for it. Choose wisely. 6. Detect subtle competitiveness and disqualify it. This one's sneaky. Subtle rivalry. It starts as playful teasing, turns into sarcasm when you win. People are easy to persuade, but hard to keep persuaded. Why? Because emotional polarity matters. A woman who tries to outmasculine you will never be satisfied. She'll challenge you, dominate you, then resent you when you let her. You don't need a woman who wants your crown. You need a woman who protects your peace. Observe her energy. Does she lead with nurturing strength or combative pride? Feminine energy complements, masculine energy competes. In a relationship, you only have room for one leader. Make sure it's you. 8. Think long term. Does she invest or consume? Here's the final test. Does she build with you, or just benefit from what you've built? Does she show up when it's hard, or only when it's exciting? Machiavelli's wisdom? A ruler should not keep faith when it harms his interests. In other words, don't make long-term commitments to short-term women. Test her quietly. When you give time, does she offer depth? When you share your energy, does she match it or drain it? High-value men don't carry liabilities into the future. They identify who's aligned and who's just consuming their momentum. The wrong woman can slow you down for years. The right one accelerates your entire path. Conclusion: you are not here to win women. You're here to win yourself. If you're still watching, you already know the truth. This isn't about getting women. It's about protecting yourself. It's about raising your standard. You don't need a trophy. You don't need flattery. You need peace, direction, and alignment. Every man falls not from lack of strength, but from lack of standards. The fear of being alone, the fear of missing out, the fear of starting over. But what does Machiavelli teach us? People respect what they cannot influence. You become powerful when you are unshakable, not aggressive, not dominant, just solid. A man who walks away from disrespect with silence is more feared than a man who shouts. A man who holds his frame without apology doesn't repel women. He repels chaos. When you choose with calm clarity, you don't just avoid the wrong women. You attract the rare ones, the ones who feel your strength and honor it. That's not arrogance. That's sovereignty. Final message. This isn't about revenge. It's about evolution. You're not here to chase attention. You're here to build a legacy. So, from this moment forward, let disrespect disqualify